What's going on YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, and I'm just checking in on you. What's going on? How are ya? Now today is September the 16th, and this is going to be your weekly vendor reset and must-buys. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But we'll start off here in Washington, D.C., and we will finish up in New York City. Our first vendor of the video is going to be the Base of Ops vendor. Here we go!
Greetings.
And starting off at the top with the Percussive Maintenance, this is the named Alp Summit backpack with perfect tech support, and this one with repair skills and armor regeneration. But remember, if you put this together with repair skills and skill damage, you could put this with the refactor gear set, where your skill damage repairs you. So if you had a skill damage skill and a repair skills skill, then you could heal yourself in two different ways. Pretty cool. Going down to the weapons, we have a MP5 with crit hit damage and streamline, followed by an AUG with measured and damage to targets at a cover, and finally a D50 with rate of fire and future perfect. Going to the gear items, we have a 511 backpack with hazard, explosive resistance, and energize, and a Overlord chest piece with crit chance status and explosive resistance. Going to the mods, we have headshot 7.2, drone damage reduction 4.8, turret damage 4.3, and sticky bomb duration of 6.2. Now, must-buys, things to look for from the Base of Ops vendor, the Percussive Maintenance, if you want to do that repair skills, skill damage type of deal. But really, that's about it. Now, moving on to the Countdown and Clan vendors. Remember, if you have Warlords of New York, you can go to those vendors over there at the Haven Settlement. But here we are, Countdown vendor. Our three named items of the week, we have the Commando, the Lavoisier, and the Baker's Dozen. Starting with the Commando, this is the named SVD with Perfectly Naked, and this one with Accuracy for that bottom attribute. Next up, we have the Lavoisier. This is the named Electric backpack with Perfect Galvanize, Weapon Handling, and Crit Hit Damage. And finally, the Baker's Dozen Classic M1A with Perfect Lucky Shot, and this one armor damage. You could easily change the weapons to damage to targets at a cover and be good to go, but as far as the Perfect Galvanize, weapon handling, crit damage, that's just not really a good setup for that. I would probably go crit chance status and then change the skill tier. But for the weapons, just change them to damage to targets at a cover, and you're good to go. All right, now jumping over to the Clan vendor. And while we do that, big shout out to the DoD, Disciples of Doom. We are on all platforms. So again, if you are interested in joining the clan, I have one for PC, one for PlayStation, and one for Xbox. Just go to my Discord server, and under the tabs for Join DoD on Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, just put your name down on the platform that applies to you. And then whenever we have spots open, I will send you a message for an invite. Now, speaking of clans, here is your clan vendor.
Do you want some?
And starting with the Darkness. This is the named Marksman rifle with perfect eyeless, and this one with crit hit damage. Going to the gear set items, we have an Aegis pair of gloves with hazard, Negotiator's Dilemma chest piece with hazard, and Ortiz mask with crit hit damage. Going to the high-end items, starting with the weapons, we have a SASG-12 with max crit chance and thunder strike, a SIG 716 with magazine size and killer, and a Honey Badger with ignited and headshot. Going to the high-end gear items, we have a Lingmo chest piece with crit chance status and explosive resistance, a Badger Tough backpack with armor regen, explosive resistance, and safeguard, Douglas and Harding holster with headshot and max armor regeneration, and finally an Alp Summit pair of Kneepads with repair skills and skill damage. Look at that. That's the exact same setup that I was talking about earlier with that Alps backpack. Now, talking about the mods, we have Disrupt Resistance 8.7, Drone Damage Reduction 5.1, and Chem Launcher Heals 6.4, and Pulse Cone Size of 6.5. Now, must buys, things to look for from the clan vendor. For the clan vendor, I mean, not really. The Alps with the repair skills, skill damage, but I mean, that's a very niche build to put together. That's up to you. All right. Let's take a trip to the west. We will double back east. Our first stop is going to be the campus settlement. And if you haven't hit the like yet, what are you waiting on? Hit the thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. I do daily Division content, so make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division upload. But here we are at the campus settlement. Big money, no whammies. And starting with two named items. The first one being the Tabula Rasa. This is the named LMG with optimal range and perfectly steady-handed. You could easily change the bottom attribute to armor damage, and you're good to go. Following that, we have the Relic. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect determined, and this one with swap speed, but again, change that bottom attribute, but this time change it to damage to targets out of cover, and you're good to go. And finally, for the weapons, a military RPK with magazine size and close and personal. Going to the gear items, we have a Golan mask with hazard and explosive resistance, Wyvern holster with status and crit damage. Maybe the Wyvern, you could change the crit damage off for skill damage, and you'd be good to go there. Remember, if you run two pieces of Wyvern, you get skill damage and status effects, so that's even better if you have it on the item itself. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.4, chem launcher damage 4.2, hive duration 4.3, pulse radius 8.7, and trap shock radius of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the campus. Maybe the Wyvern if you want to run that with a skill build. But that's about it for the campus. Now, let's start jumping into the Dark Zone vendors. And our first one is Dark Zone West. West! Let's go. But before we get to the Dark Zone vendor, remember that each of your Dark Zone vendors only take DZ resources as a currency. So right above your keys, you will see your DZ resources. And for reference, you can see here I'm at 681 out of 999. So if I need more Dark Zone resources, I either have to go into the Dark Zone and open up the little blue boxes, or I have to pick up contaminated items, deconstruct them into Dark Zone resources, and then extract them to get the Dark Zone resources out of the Dark Zone. But either way, that's how you get the currency that you need for these vendors. And speaking of which, here is Dark Zone West.
Hello, Agent.
Starting with the Harmony. This is the named rifle with perfectly in sync, and this one with reload speed. But again, you can change it to damage to targets out of cover. And moving on. Super 90, accuracy, streamline, it's 8. Military MK17 with accuracy and preservation. Going to the gear items, we have Cavalier gloves with hazard. Those are good gloves. Virtuoso Kneepads with crit chance, not bad. Uraldi gloves with crit chance and repair skills. Oh, you could change the repair skills off for either crit, go double crit, or you could change the repair skills off for headshot and go crit headshot. So either double crit or crit headshot. Either way, it's a good pair of gloves. And finally, Fenris Kneepads with headshot and repair skills. Going to the mods, we have shock resistance 8.6, seeker mine damage 4.2, shield deflector damage 4.3, firefly speed 8.0, and decoy duration of 6.0. Must buys, things to look for from DZ West. The Harmony's not bad. That is a very good named item. Highly recommend. The Cavalier with headshot or with hazard's not bad, but I do not think it's worth the DZ resources. And same with these other gear items. I mean, outside of the named item, it's really not worth it to pick it up from the DZ vendor. All right. With that being said, let's take our talents down south to the deep south, DZ South. Let's go. Oh boy, we going down south. Yeah. Was that good? Did I do good? All right, here we go. DZ South, big money, no whammies.
Nice to see you.
Ooh, another PvP exclusive item. This time, the Ferocious Calm. This is a pretty rare item. Not a lot of people get it. It is rare, but you can get it from a named item cache, PvP being Conflict, or the Dark Zone. So right here, Dark Zone South, you have the Ferocious Calm. This is the named Fenris chest piece with Perfect Overwatch. And this one with Hazard and Headshot. But you could change the Hazard off for crit chance, go crit Headshot. That wouldn't be too bad. Going to the weapons, my bad. Starting with the Tactical UMP, this one Headshot and Outsider. Followed by the MK16 with Stability and Streamline. And finally a 93R with Swap Speed and Ignited. Going to the gear items, we have a Hot Shot backpack with skill damage. Virtuoso chest piece with Headshot. 511 backpack with Hazard weapon handling and tech support. And finally, an Alp Summit chest piece with weapon handling, headshot, and tag team. Going to the mods, we have crit hit damage 10.1, drone duration 6.4, turret +1 extra mortar, and sticky bomb blast radius of 5.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ South, I would probably say the Ferocious Calm. It is a rare one, so it's not every day you come across it. So if you need it, come over to DZ South. But just note that the core attribute is pretty low, so you might have to do some optimizing, if you know what I mean. But before we go to DZ East, we need to make a pit stop to the castle settlement. Now, what I do over here at the castle is I fast travel to the descent entrance. That way I can just run up the stairs here, pet the dog, and then go to the vendor. So here's the doggy. Oh! Oh, no! Man, how'd I miss that? What? Oh! And then you're glitching. Oh, no, you're glitching again. Oh, no, you're glitching again. Let's see. Yeah, there's some clipping issues. I see you, Ransom. Oh, what? Hold on. Yo, now you're going back? What? I've never seen that before. Oh, because this NPC's right there. Oh, snap. Okay. I see you, Ransom. Hope you have a good day. Take care now. Bye-bye, Dian. Let's jump over to the castle settlement vendor. We don't have time to watch the dog glitch all the way to the other side. All right. Starting with the White Death. This is the named marksman rifle with that headshot damage increase. This one with armor damage, so you could change strained for determined, and you'd be good to go. Following that, we have a M700 carbon with optimal range and soft spot. I do need soft spot for my library, so pick that up if you need to donate it. And finally, for the weapons, a military MK46 with headshot and flatline. Going to the gear items, we have a Murakami mask with repair skills and skill ace. That's not bad. If you're looking at a healer build, that's not bad at all. And finally, a Petrov holster with skill damage and repair skills. Going to the mods, we have repair skills 16.1, chem launcher +1 ammo, Hive health 7.9, pulse skill haste 4.8, and trap duration of 5.9. Now, must buy things to look for from the castle. I mean, the White Death isn't bad for you snipers out there, and the Murakami's not bad for you healers out there. Now it's time to finish up the Dark Zone vendors with DZ East. And just a reminder, I do not go to the main entrance for this Dark Zone like I do the other two. For this one, I go to the Alpha checkpoint. I know that it does this like quick loading screen. All it's doing is putting me in a populated lobby. But what I'm doing is just exiting out of the checkpoint and going right here to the vendor. That way, if you fast travel to the main entrance, you'd fast travel way out there. So it is a little bit quicker just to hit that double loading and then exit out the checkpoint. But here we go, DZ East.
Agent, it's
And starting with the Ekham's long stick. This is the named marksman rifle with perfect ranger. And this one with reload speed, but you could easily change that for damage to targets at a cover and be good to go. Following that, we have a paratrooper SVD with magazine size and soft spot again. You could pick this one up and donate to the recalibration library. That way you can use it on a different sniper if you want. And finally, for the weapons, a MK46 with magazine size and fast hands. Going to the gear items, starting with the Breaking Point mask, this one with status effects, a Cavalier holster with weapon handling, Wyvern mask with skill haste and repair skills, but you could change the repair skills off for skill damage and be good to go there. And finally, a Fenris holster with headshot and hazard. Going to the mods, we have skill haste 10.1, chem launcher and snare duration 7.4, hive duration 4.3, pulse health 14.4, and trap duration of 4.2. Now, must buys, things to look for from DZ East. I mean, the Ekham's long stick's not bad. I actually do prefer some determined. Determined Headhunter is just so good. It's hard not to use. And then that Wyvern mask isn't bad for skill builds. Now, our last stop before going to New York City is the theater. The theater! We are going to the theater. All right, here we go. Big money, big money.
Glad you're here.
Ooh, Fox's Prayer Kneepads, baby. These are best in slot knee pads, and I'm actually wearing them right now on my build. What I would do is change the hazard off for whatever it is you want. You could go crit chance, crit damage, headshot, the wakes, and then just optimize the weapon damage to max, and you are good to go. Again, these are best in slot knee pads, being the Fox's Prayer, because of the attribute damage to targets out of cover. That is the best DPS attribute for your weapons and for any damage or tank or damage tank hybrid builds. It's really strong. And it's actually pretty strong with some of your skills. Just saying. Just saying. Looking at the weapons, we have a Super 90 with damage to targets at a cover and ranger. A SIG 716 with swap speed and perpetuation. To the gear items, we have Sokolov Concern gloves with hazard armor regeneration, and Richter and Kaiser knee pads with weapon handling skill haste. Going to the mods, we have Disorient Resistance 8.3, Seeker Mind Healing 6.0, Shield Deflector Damage 4.2, Firefly +1 max target, and Decoy Health of 6.0. Now, must buys, things to look for from the theater. The Fox's Prayer. All day, day. Those are best in slot. Oh, and by the way, this Super 90 is not bad. Damage to targets at a cover. You could just change Ranger off for, say, Brazen, and you'd be really good. It'd be really good. Super 90 is pretty strong. But all right, that is it for Washington, D.C. For the next few vendors, you have to have the DLC and the expansion. First up is going to be the DLC. We're going to go check out the Brooklyn vendor. To do so, we have to fast travel over to the Bridge Settlement. And then we'll finish up with the Haven Settlement and Warlords of New York. But all right, here we go. Bridge Settlement. Looks like I have to do a True Sons retaliation after this video. Not too shabby. All right. Here we go, Brooklyn vendor. Let's see what we got. Starting with the Police T821. This one, armor damage and sadist. Followed by an SR1 with, ooh, that's a really good sniper. Pick up this sniper and put determined for the talent, all right? That's a really good sniper. That's a godly sniper. I already have one, but that is a good one right there, SR1. all day. Next up, we have a Police MK17 with Crit Chance and Thunderstrike. And finally, for the weapons, a M1911 with magazine size and perpetuation. Going to the gear items, we have a Legatus chest piece with crit damage, hazard, and unbreakable. That's really not horrible. Legatus is not my favorite brand set, but that combination is not bad. Following that, we have a Crit Chance Headshot Grupo pair of knee pads. Not bad. You can make that one double crit or keep it the way it is and change the weapon damage to an armor core. And finally, a Zoo Mask with health and hazard. Going to the mods, we have Repair Skills 16.2. Repair Skills again? Okay, so for 4 credits, you get 0.4% more repair skills. All right, I hate when they do this. I know it's randomly generated, or so they say, but having 2 mods the exact same like this is just a waste. I wish we had another mod there. Or better yet, sell a max mod, like for once, ever. They have never, did you know that they have never sold, never. They do not sell max mods, ever. Following that, we have a drone damage reduction 4.8, hive duration 4.1, and sticky bomb skill haste of 4.1. Now, must buys, things to look for from Brooklyn. The SR1. Pick up the SR1 right now. And the Grupo's not bad. You could go double crit on the Grupo. But that is it for Brooklyn. Let's finish up with Warlords of New York, and we'll get you out of here. So we have 2 more vendors remaining. We have Marco at the top of the escalator, and then we have Roy Benitez just outside. And if you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up, support the channel. You know the whole YouTube spiel.
Safe area entered.
Let me know what you think in the comments. What are you picking up today? And shout out where you're from. It's cool. It's cool to see where you're from. What did I see earlier today? Colombia. Yo, come on, man. Shout out Colombia. It's badass, man. All right, here we go. Marco.
Hey, want to make
Starting with the Born Great. This is the named assault rifle with perfect stabilize, and this one with crit damage. Then we have another relic, the named marksman rifle with perfect determined with magazine size. So for both of these weapons, you could just change the bottom attribute to damage to targets at a cover and be good to go. Following that, we have a double barrel sawed-off with magazine size and ranger. And finally, for the weapons, a magnum with rate of fire and salvage. Going to the gear items, we have a 511 backpack with explosive resistance, armor regeneration, and shock and awe. An Overlord pair of knee pads with crit damage and health. And finally, Wyvern holster with repair skills and explosive resistance. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.3, headshot 6.9, turret duration 6.1, chem launcher skill haste 5.9, and trap duration of 4.2. Now, must buys, things to look for from Marco. Must buys and things to look for. I would say nothing.
Thanks for trading.
Nada. Not a damn thing. All right, let's finish up with Roy Benitez. Oop. But wait. Make sure you interact with the doggy, man. Interact twice. The first one is just random. You're just petting the dog. But that second one, that second one's random. He could try to jump at you. He could try to juke you. He could try to roll over. Hell, he could even try to shake your hand. Here we go. Oh! 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 Let's go! Oh! All right. And finally, Roy Benitez. Starting with the military G36. This one, magazine size and Thunderstrike. Following that, we have a M700 Tactical with optimal range and Sadist. An 1886 with magazine size and behind you, and a Diceros with magazine size and close and personal. Going to the gear items, we have a Grupo backpack with health, weapon handling, and galvanize. Palisade gloves with crit chance status, and Bellstone armory mask with armor regeneration and status. Going to the mods, we have skill duration 8.3, repair skills 15.9, shield health 4.3, Firefly +1 max target, and trap duration of 4.3. Now, must buys things to look for from Roy Benitez. The Palisade gloves are not bad. Crit chance status. You could change the status off for crit damage, go double crit. You could change it to armor regeneration and go crit regen if you want. The armor on kill for the brand set bonus isn't bad. So that is a good little, combination you could have. Another one to look at is the Bellstone Armory Mask. It does have armor regeneration on there, and that way you could change the status off for whatever it is you want. You could go Regen Hazard, Regen Crit, Regen Headshot. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want. And that's the glory of it. Pretty cool. But besides that, I think we're done. And that will be the conclusion of your weekly vendor reset and must buys for today, September the 16th. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. And let me know what you think in the comments section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone's from. But that's it for me. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace out.